These doctors actually discovered the afterlife. No, Cap. Two girls are driving a car. The girl driving, his name Courtney, and she got distracted by a phone and instantly regrets it. Seconds later, her car is in the river. Best drive safe ad. Remember, don't watch minute movies while driving. Kids, we see Courtney 9 years later. She's now an intern in the top medical school. She visits the patient who just got out of a seizure and checks her condition. The patient had her heart stopped for several minutes, and Courtney asked if the patient saw or felt anything. Did you lose someone, sweetheart? The patient asked. Wow, do seizure people get some sort of telekinesis? Nah, she just explored the afterlife, which must be so full at this point. I bet the toilet queues are insane. Meanwhile, we see the girl named Marlo taking a new patient. She looks confident until Ray enters the room. Acting bossy. They definitely have some competition with each other. They start to argue, and things get really tense until the patient gets out and the grown-up doctors take over, clearing out the students and severely reducing the amount of courage in the room. Courtney is in the building. She continues her afterlife studies in the library. Suddenly, she gets distracted by a classmate. Sophia here whining about this tricky medical terminology. I feel you. My memory is so bad, I keep forgetting to do a face reveal. 1 million sums, guys, and I'll show you my chin. It turns out her mother invested her life savings in the girls' studies. That's silly. You could have invested in Bitcoin a year ago. Today, she would be homeless, learning all the types of cheap whiskey. Sounds more fun than medical school. Courtney gets the winner out of the library. Time to hit the local bar. Get these fingers out of her head. On their way, Sophia believes there's too much tension, competition with each other, which has stopped them from being friends. Courtney uses this moment to ask for Sophia's help on an extracurriculum project. Come on, forget about medicine for at least 10 minutes. At least about anything that doesn't include alcohol. Well, Sophia doesn't have that many friends, so she agrees. Remember, desperate loners always stay loyal, even though they might occasionally encourage you to skip school. The next day, we meet Jamie, a local girl hitter. He drinks Adderall with Mountain Dew and caffeine. I, too, hate my kidneys. I am jealous of them because they are a pair and I have no one. The students get questioned about their patients, but no one can get the answers right. Their teacher reminds them it's a top medical school and they should study harder if they don't want to be replaced and become crypto traders. It's Marlo's turn to get school. But Ray defuses the tension bomb, finally getting the correct answer. Marlo's not impressed. Moving on, we see Jamie enjoying some small talk with Sophia. We find out Jamie is a rich kid and wants to finish school to move to LA and work with celebrities. Finally, drug overdoses will drop in the city. Sophia gets constantly chucked up on by her mom, who wants to ensure her investment is actually studying and not hitting hot boys. Don't worry, she only likes ugly slobs, especially their chins, or so I hear. In the hospital, Jamie is really dedicated to giving the patient a testicular exam. The patient is super ungrateful for the free fondling pleasure wasted. Turns out that Ray is breaking balls, hopefully not literally, unless he's into that. Later at lunch, hopefully after some thorough hand washing, Gordy gets pretty straightforward and asks Jamie out for a meeting. Jamie's pretty busy with all his extracurricular activities, like juggling, who just can't turn down an opportunity when it lands in his lap. Midnight basement level sees the meeting point. Jamie doesn't find this weird because all the blood has already left his brain to go elsewhere. It's midnight, and Sophia meets Courtney in the basement. There's an emergency hospital that never gets used. Perfect for some creepy experiments. Jamie comes surprised to see 2 hot girls instead of 1. Challenge accepted. Sorry, there won't be any clapping or juggling. Courtney is here for the real deal to kill Courtney, and after a few minutes, bring her back to life, because thanks to science, even death now has this news alarm. Apparently, this has something to do with her studies of the afterlife and near-death experiences. Could simply try DMT, but Courtney is not Joe Rogan because she's too tall, and is willing to die in the name of science. World-first specialist in the afterlife. Sounds intriguing for Jamie, who has either stopped thinking for the first time in his life or already has a vision of his personal afterlife all mapped out, which will likely require hosing down quite often. Sophia is not so impressed and gets nervous. No one cares, and they just ignore her and move on. Reminds me of my childhood birthdays. Here's the plan. Jamie and Sophia will stop Courtney's heart, take real-time pictures of her brain, and then bring her back easy. So, a neurotic girl had a very sassy version of Dr. Phil, the perfect people to entrust her life to. They only have 4 minutes until her brain gets damaged, which might be for the best, since I doubt these 2 can count up to 5. Whatever. The experiment begins. Jamie gets Courtney to sleep, then defibrillates her and probably enjoys it too much. Okay, Courtney's dead. What's next? Well, now they wait for 60 seconds while Nicolas Cage waggles his fingers to Lowrider. Meanwhile, Courtney learns what people usually see before reaching the pearly gates. She's flying around the city, enjoying the night views. 60 seconds have passed, so it's time to get her out. Jamie defibrillates, but nothing happens. Yoo-ho, guess we'll need to do it again. Sophie texts Ray to get down to the basement ASAP. Marlo sees him running and follows. Meanwhile, our losers try to come up with something to get Courtney out of her death trip, but can't handle the stress. They perform some lousy emergency stuff until El Patron Ray enters the room. He takes his business into his own hands and pulls her out of the great time she was having. You know, not needing to be alive and dealing with all these idiots. Marlo joins the party too. Unfortunately, she missed all the action. When that happens to me, I just nod and laugh along, hoping no one will challenge me on it. The team moves to Courtney's house. She's sharing her experiences. More Rogan-level stuff. Unexplainable mysteries about the afterlife. She doesn't quite go as far as revealing her hair as a wig covering a gleaming head, but I'm starting to connect the dots here. Later, the young scientists study her brain activity and see some wild stuff. They found something, but what is it? Alpha brain. Courtney enjoys the rest of her night in a good mood, baking bread from her grandmother's recipe. Because this is America, where kneading dough and untimely trips to the other side are connected. Real talk. Courtney runs 12 miles the following day and stuns everyone in the classroom with her knowledge. She suddenly gets her brain working like never before. She even plays Debussy on piano, which he hasn't played for 12 years. I would have thought the older you got, the easier it would be to play the piano with your Debussy. But what do I know? I'm no musician. Everyone seems impressed with Courtney's new superpowers. Everyone except Ray. He's the skeptic. For some reason, he doesn't love the idea of murdering each other in the name of science. What a buzzkill. Or not. He should have heard about the Japanese Unit 731. But Jamie is eager to fly outside his body at night for some reason. Away. This is Jamie. I forgot. Try your curtains. It's a good day to die. Maybe don't bring him back. Just a suggestion. Courtney is at her home, enjoying shower time. Suddenly, the shower curtain gets closed. She opens it and makes sure it won't close again. But it does. Creepy stuff. Did they kill Jamie already? Courtney goes to check out what's happening. A spooky moment. Oh, wait. It was just a hallucination. Turns out young Jamie is still alive and kicking. And at midnight, he gets flatlined. He's riding a motorbike in his JRE experience. Suddenly he gets joined by some girl and they start enjoying their time together. All according to Blan. The guy tries to pull him out, but even though El Patron here is involved in the process, it doesn't really work. They panic. Everyone except Courtney. Been there, done that. Bake some bread. You know how it is. Suddenly, Jamie gets into a bad trip moment where his worst fear comes true. He sees a building and hears a baby scream at the back. She said she was on birth control. Oh, wait, he's back. Nice. The team is mastering the killing and reviving process now. Although I'm still not sure this guy was worth bringing back. Okay, no one died permanently, so obviously it's time for a party. They get to Courtney's house, and some enjoy shots, dancing and turning her apartment into a loft. Jamie and Courtney seem to be enjoying it more than others, planning their future podcast. The walking dance got some bond with each other and they're making out now. Young and stupid. Why not? It's snowing outside, so the party goes out. Marla enjoys some small talk with Ray. The ice between them is cracking. Ray still believes their experiment is insane, but Marlo is dedicated to going next. Young Jamie and Joe Rogan are left alone, sharing their experience. Courtney seems upset because she hasn't seen her sister. Well, with fault you've been getting up to. I'm sure you'll meet her soon. Courtney asks Jamie if anything was disturbing in Jamie's trip, but he lies by not answering. The next day, it's Jamie's turn to amaze everyone. He saved a patient's life by giving him the proper medicine and showing them his juggling skills without anyone's permission. Already considers himself a Jesus. Jamie enjoys it until he sees the girl from his bad trip. Oh, yeah, that's right. Child support. At midnight, Sophie tries to sneak out for the experiment time, but her mom makes her stay. Yeah, what the hell goes to a library at midnight? Smart people, I guess. Does drinking beer and watching Netflix count? The team gets ready to kill Marlo. She wants to be dead for 3 minutes, not 2. Brave girl. So Marlo dies, enjoys some of the best memories first, but suddenly starts getting a bad trip. She sees a patient of hers who got stunned in the face by a jellyfish and a murderer word written in blood. Saucy. Finally, the team realizes it's time to get Marlo out first. Emergency procedures don't work, and Marlo continues seeing some eerie stuff. Ray panics. Things seem to get too personal for him, while Marlo begins seeing the light. In the end, oh, wait, she's back. The crew hit the roof to enjoy the beautiful view. Sophia joins them. The girl is tired of lame studies and wants to go next. Right now, the team is confused. Right now the cleaning crew will be there in 20 minutes. Ray tries to stop her, saying this doesn't make you smarter, just kills you. Sophia doesn't care. That's what toxic parents can do to you. Sophia's out for a minute, but the team must stop. The cleaning team is coming. They have to get her out fast. Sophia starts seeing some school memories. It looks like there was a girl in her class, and Sophia was jealous of her. She took her laptop, found some Sussex photos, and sent it to the whole class, which is kind of like showing up to class without any pants on. But with extra steps, Jamie checks on the cleaning crew and comes up with a great plan. Presses the fire alarm. Clever stuff, because as we all know, cleaning lady-type Pokémon are extremely vulnerable to fire. Finally, Sophia returns to life, and the young scientists quickly run out of the lab. They get into Courtney's car and drive out until almost hitting Jamie. Almost. This movie is such a tease. The whole group escapes from the guards, and another crazy night begins. Everyone enjoys their time except Courtney. She sees a familiar figure and chases it. It's her sister. Courtney falls into a wild hallucination and sees her sister floating in a car. Finally, it breaks and Courtney leaves the party. Sophie and Jamie go to for some delicious chocolate gelato, if you know what I mean. Damn, they do it right next to Sophia's toxic daughters. After clapping, Sophia says to her shocked mom she's moving out. Well, you could bring Jamie to your new place, then. Although I'm not sure he's Australian Marlon. Jay, don't waste their time either. Ray wants to finish the night like a gentleman, but this flatline stuff makes girls excited.